All right, hello everyone. Today we are going to be looking at our math, and we're going to be looking at, let's go ahead and look at Mondays. So we are going to look at Monday. I know it's Tuesday, but we're going to look at Mondays just so that we're on the same page. So we're going to look at Explore Math Chapter 2, Saturday Practice, Guitar Practice, Mail Carrier, page 36 to 38. So go to your packet and get your math level worksheet. So everybody get your calendar and then go to this worksheet. So you should see this worksheet, this one, guitar practice, and mail carrier. So those are the three you should see. Those are the ones that are listed in your calendar. So for first worksheet, directions. Draw hands on the analog clock to match the digital time. So for number 1, it says, Mary goes to swim practice Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. Remember, let me show you an example. So we have a clock. Can you tell me what the big hand stands for? Good job. Can you tell me what the small hand stands for? Good job. So let's go ahead and use a different time. So Mary goes to swim practice Saturday mornings at, let's just say, at 9 o'clock. So how would you draw that out in your clock? Where would the big hand go? So remember, you will always count. The big hand would be your minutes and your little hand would be the hours. So you would go big hand on the 12, so the 12 would be 60 minutes. And if you count each number, they are by fives. So you would go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So those are your minutes. These little lines in between, they're by ones. So you would count the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now your 1 is a 5, right? 5 minutes. You keep going, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got the 10. So now let's go ahead and let me show you what I mean. So you have 60 minutes, and these are all by fives. And I'll show you right now. So you have, so this is an example, right? You have 5, 10, 15, you keep going, 20, 25, and then at the 6, you're going to be at 30 minutes, correct? So you can go ahead and write that down in your paper so that you know your minutes. Your small hand is your hour, and your big hand is your minute. So write this down in your paper so that you can remember. Okay, so I said Mary goes to swim practice Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. How would you write that in the clock? So 9 a.m. First off, what is your hour? 9, yes. So if I'm asking you to do 9, where would your small hand go? Right here, right? So it would go right here. So this would be your small hand. And where would your big hand go? So 9. So this is the time. If it's 2 zeros, that means it is 60 minutes. So where is your 60 minutes? On 12. So where would your big hand go? Right here. So your clock, this is just an example, that's not the answer for number 1, should look like this, your example. That is 9 o'clock. But at number 1, they're asking for 10 o'clock. So I want you to work on these two now that you have your example and refer back to your notes. Second worksheet, we have guitar practice. It says draw hands on the analog clock to match the digital time and solve the problem. So right here we have the same thing. Jamal starts practicing his guitar at 4 o'clock. So I want you to make sure, remember, big hand is your minute, small hand is your hour. 4 o'clock. So where's your hour here? 4. So where would your small hand go? On the 4. Where would your big hand go? Remember, what is the 2 zeros? 60 minutes. So it would go right here. So then you would have the same thing on number 2. He stops practicing at 5 o'clock. How long did Jamal practice? So if he stops practicing at 5 o'clock, he starts at 4, but then he stops at 5. How long did Jamal practice? And to figure that out, you would get the time from over here and the time from over here. And you are you going to add or are you going to subtract? How long was he practicing for? Yes, good job. He is going to subtract. So from there, you're going to subtract 5 o'clock minus 4 o'clock. So that gives you, how long was he practicing for? 1 hour. So right here, I want you to put 5 o'clock. So you're going to go ahead and draw your hands to 5 o'clock. And then you're going to answer right here. He was practicing for how long? And you're going to put this answer, this one, right here. Okay? Now, let's continue to the next worksheet. It says, listen to your teacher, read the problem, draw hands on the analog clocks to solve the problem. So right here we have the same thing. Mr. Jackson starts his route at 8 a.m. So you're going to draw the big hand and the small hand on this clock. He stops to eat a packed lunch 3 hours later. At what time does Mr. Jackson eat? So let's go ahead and define the word later and the word before. The word later means forward. The word before means backwards. So he stops to eat a packed lunch 3 hours later. So he went at 8, but then 3 hours later. And what does later mean? Forward. So you go forward. So 3 hours later. So what time is he eating lunch? So what do you have to do? So you have, he's here at 8 a.m., but then 3 hours later, 1, 2, 3. At what time is Mr. Jackson eating? Yes, at 11 o'clock. So go ahead and draw your hands here at the time that he's eating lunch. So here you know it's 8, but then 3 hours later over here, he's eating lunch. So draw your hand. Once you're done, take a picture and send it to me so I can upload it to Teams for a grade. If you have any questions or need any help, please let me know. Text me via WhatsApp, or you can send me a message to my email at jennifer.castañeda@ideapublicschools.org. But if it's easier to just text me, just text me. Good luck!